right, and we're live.
No sports talk this time. Okay. Learn my lesson.
So how's it going?
Cold.
Yeah,
it's
really cold here. Yeah.
I think I saw that. It feels like -2.
Yeah.
Celsius. Yeah, and I can only imagine how high, what the temperature is up on that mountain you're on.
Yes. Yeah. Nice. Lots of wind too.
Yeah.
That makes it real nice. But not too bad. So are we doing this like in like a week? Are we doing some
Frostgrave? Yeah. I
nice.
still haven't started painting. They're primed.
Right? Yeah. Okay.
They're primed.
Right,
I've been working on a lot of stuff. I've fallen down a bit of a hole for my Germanic warriors, like doing some research.
Mm-hmm.
What color dyes were available?
Oh,
4th century, that area of Europe. I'm just like, yeah.
I see. Yeah.
I can understand how historical wargaming kind of has, like, you get into it when you get older because there's the lonely fun aspect of like researching, like, depending on period, like how many brass buttons did this uniform have versus 5 years later when anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's all this kind of research you can do as opposed to kind of made up lore, right, for other.
Yeah, that's true. And you don't have to take lonely library trips. You can do it on the internet. So very
not
different.
Since the advent of AI, bull.
Yeah,
Right? Just like going to the library might actually be better, right?
That's
Until
true.
they all get shuttered, but yeah.
They haven't been tampered with. Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
So how about you?
Good fun. Oh yeah. We're trying to figure out. We're too many illnesses. We were supposed to do leastest, mostest, lastest, weakest, but we didn't. We had too many. We only had 3 players,
no.
3 people, two players,
Right.
basically, and so we couldn't find our fill-in player. And it looks like might be the same this week. So we got to figure out what would be a good replacement.
Leastest, sickest?
Yeah, at least the sickest. Everyone is mostest sickest at that
sorry.
time. So a lot of stress, but maybe try to find some low prep kind of thing. I don't know. Yeah, because there's a bunch of stuff that we could probably jump into. The frustrating part is because we're playing online, it has to be supported online.
Right.
Like we were looking at the Blade 68 playtest.
Yep.
And we got to do that online, and it's not supported yet.
Right.
Yeah, so the gorgeous character sheets and stuff. And that was the thing that makes me so mad. Astral is no longer a thing because they had something where you could literally just drop a PDF in there, and then just do stuff on top of it, like do text and everything on top of it. It wasn't a clickable, scripted worksheet, and or a character sheet, but you could eventually get it to that. But very quickly, you could throw character sheets into that VTT, and it's usable. Like everyone can see it and refer to it.
So you didn't have to spend a long time making like a VTT asset.
Right. And nobody else really has that where you can just say, okay, let's just throw this system in there. Things are built for them, but if it's new or if it's a playtest, nobody's built it.
Walled garden.
Yeah.
Maybe not as bad as Hasbro or Wizards, but like that's a consideration, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna so we'll try to. We've got the playtest materials for Blade 68, and we're gonna give that a shot. And it was funny because I was just thinking, I was going back to the Parker novels. I just got the second volume of the Darwin Cook graphic novels of the Parker stories. They did this really cool collection where they released it in this big volume, so it's the actual size of his pages, so you could see the artwork is just beautiful. And so the Parker novels are just heist novels, and just with that character being the only constant, but they're very procedural, like the setup, they get the score, or they kind of assemble the group and are trying to figure out how to approach this, and it's real procedural, and then of course things go wrong. And that was making me want to play a heist game or do something. And then this comes out because it's in the 60s. Like all the Parker novels, most of the earliest ones are in the 60s. So it's like limited technology, and they're perfect.
Well, Blade 68 isn't like our 60s.
Right.
It's Dusk of All, like
right.
however many years later until like a version of their 60s, right? Also, like I still haven't had a chance to play the original Blades in the Dark. I remember that like Blades cuts out all the prep.
Oh yeah,
right. Like it's like you have meta currency that you can use to establish things in the past to kind of set up kind of like leverage style flashbacks. But it's like a couple rolls on downtime, a couple things, and we're in the middle of the heist rather than which I never played, the classic Shadowrun of session 3 of you guys sitting around a table figuring out how you're going to get into this compound, right? Yeah. Anyway.
And where are we going to get the uniforms? Yeah. Yeah, that's good. So it's more like Ocean's 11, kind of like, yeah, you're in it and you're like, oh, remember when I...
Yes, remember when we did this thing, right? Yeah.
Of course, I have that right there. Stored it in the locker.
Yep.
Yeah.
How do you get into the locker? That makes me think of the French Netflix series Lupin, which I really enjoyed, right? There were only a couple times in the entire, I think, and they're short, they're only like 8 episodes a season. There were only like 3 times during the entire 3-run season that I went, I don't really understand how that got set up.
Oh,
right?
Wow, but otherwise...
But otherwise it was like, because they did enough kind of like, flashbacks and stuff, and that was kind of the enjoyment of the show. You're like, he screwed up, and then of course it's like, no, because he went back and planned for this, right? It's a really good show.
Nice. Oh, Hodag is a Darwin Cook fan. Yeah. Those Parker, because he did kind of a 60s aesthetic. They're just gorgeous. Yeah, they're really, really good. It's a shame that he passed away before he could go through more of the novels, because there were he even had like some of them sketched out. Yeah, there were some roughs for some of the next stuff, and it's cool. So they really honored that collection, because I think he did 4. There were 4 graphic novels of the stories, and they did these huge volumes of them, including all the support stuff and then interviews with everybody that was involved. Yeah, good stuff. But so that was inspiring me. I was already thinking heist, and then Blade 68 came up. Like, oh no, we got to do this. And we had such a fun time with Deathmatch Island.
Nice.
Yeah, so I think if they have that same feel. Yeah, but you're right. It's going to be like a weird 60s. It's going to be like this, like, okay, there's super science involved in the 60s, and somehow we are not in darkness anymore. It's all bright and sunny. Yeah, so it should be fun. All right. Wow, the chat is jumping off. Yeah, good to see everybody.
I can't see it over there, so I'm looking at the time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's so sorry. That's right. Let me fix that right now. Yeah, I totally forgot to get stuff done.
You mentioned we don't have an intern?
Yeah, right. Come on, intern.
There we go.
There. So now you can see a little bit of what's going on. But yeah, good stuff. But let's get going for this week. But good to see everyone. And Matt, I hope your wife is on the mend. Oh, yeah, a little bit of a surprise appendectomy kind of stuff. That's no fun. And being in a hospital in America is no fun at all.
God.
You just hear the dollars burning.
I can't imagine.
Yeah,
right?
so.
Last time we visited the States, and it turns out my daughter had broken her arm. We didn't realize. I was like,
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, definitely.
Travel insurance covered everything. Thank God I did.
Oh, yeah, good.
That's why I was like walking out. I'm like, this is going to be how much?
That's great.
I'm like, I'm walking out without paying anything. The cop's going to get called on me?
Yeah, you got to be stopped at the airport.
No, okay, fine. Ooh, yeah.
Come back here, buddy.
Yeah.
Great. Oh, yeah, Matt was talking about setting up Tunnels and Trolls in Alchemy. Oh, nice. So we'll do some, because it's the anniversary. So it's the 50th. Okay. Yeah, this year is the 50th of Tunnels and Trolls. I mean,
You know what?
Technically.
I kind of feel like they're going to do a better job than Wizards.
Mm-hmm.
that would be pretty sad.
Oh, and hopefully, so now it's Rebellion Unplugged that has the rights to it, the British company that does 2000 AD. So, yeah, this is the time to really, or at least do some reprinted books, or do something to get people excited about it. Yeah, so Matt's doing Tunnels and Trolls. Well, that'd be great.
Cool.
And, hopefully the die thing works. The die roller in Roll20 is the worst.
Unless you're rolling the D20, it's probably not built for it.
Bad. Yeah. That's right. They put that on the label, right? It's like, don't try to roll D6s in this game because it sucks.
Are you playing a non-D20 based game?
What are you thinking?
You might want to do something else.
Yeah. So I hope that we can get something. Yeah, working in Alchemy. I think we're just going to do like character creation and stuff and a little intro, but that'll be fun. Yeah. Thank you, Matt, for doing that. That can't be easy. It's not plug and play. So. But very cool. Okay, let's get started for this week. Welcome to the Weekly. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Chris.
And this week on the Weekly, Green Ronin turns 25.
Okay.
Dark Tower's Director's Cut.
Okay.
Netrunner Elevation, another expansion.
Okay.
We'll talk about how they're doing. And a Resistance bundle.
Okay.
To bottle up that impotent rage and get it onto your gaming tables.
Let it out. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Role play that rage. All right. So let's start with Green Ronin posted that they are kicking off their 20th anniversary. Yeah. So it's been 2000 was the birth of Green Ronin. So Chris Pramas posted a nice kind of biographical blog post about the origins of the company and looking back. So they're going to plan all throughout the year special events, sales, and looks back at important moments in the history of the company. So yeah, but he's talking about going back all the way to the 90s, the distant 90s, when he was a freelance RPG designer in 93, and wrote for some different RPGs, including Feng Shui, Over the Edge, and Ray Winninger's Underground, as well as Warhammer Fantasy. Then started his own company, Ronin Publishing, but nothing quite came of it. And then started working in moved to Seattle, worked in the late 90s for Wizards of the Coast. So worked on all that good D&D stuff. But the funny thing is the origins. So the Ronin Publishing was...
Never really got
it didn't get anywhere, but it came from something interesting he had to do as a freelancer. So Green Ronin was founded in February of 2000, and their first game was Orc, the role-playing game, which was kind of a beer and pretzels game that came out of their playing as orcs in D&D, and said, hey, this is fun. We should do a whole game about this. So when he was there were 3 partners at Ronin Publishing, and so when they were communicating by email, they color identified their emails, so they were probably green, red, blue, whatever. And yes, of course, instead of calling it Chris Pramas Games, it went with Green Ronin because he was the Green Ronin when they were first working on the publishing. But yeah, so and it was Gen Con 2000 where their Orc role-playing game first appeared, and then I'm sure
I can only imagine what self-publishing was like back in 2000.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I would be very curious to see what that Orc, the role-playing game, first printing looked like, because unless it was just like a photocopied zine stapled thing, I don't think that's what it was. I'm imagining like an actual book.
Right. Well, there were small, already, even by the late 80s, printing companies were being a little kinder to short run small press. So people, that was I think already by 2000 people were doing, or not, I think even Lulu.com was around by 2000. Yeah, because I was doing San Diego Comic-Con late 90s, and they were handing out baseball caps with Lulu on them. So I think print on demand, they were one of the first, along with like Cafe Press and stuff. But Lulu was like specifically targeting the comics and the self-publishing novelist market. So yeah, it was almost there because desktop publishing was pretty firmly established. But yeah, it wasn't what it is today. But it would be funny to see the art and everything is early Photoshop and all that good stuff. Good stuff. But so we'll follow what they're talking. I guess they're going to talk about their age system, right? The fantasy age.
I forgot it's age. Not age. I'm like, age, only 25.
Yeah. Only 25, not that old. Yeah, so we'll see what they do. And of course, as we were saying about Tunnels and Trolls being 50 this year, everyone's going to do a better job than D&D did.
I mean, it would be kind of hard, as long as you like. It would be hard to do a worse job than Hasbro, right? I mean, especially given their size and how big the product is, and they knew it was coming up. Like, basically, all you gotta do is like plan something, follow it through on time, and do a reasonably good job, and you'll be like miles ahead of WotC.
Well, it sounds like they're too busy trying to get the hell out of Providence, Rhode Island. They're moving like Bayside, Boston or something. So Hasbro is like, all the Microsoft executives are, where's my ocean view? I don't like this Providence, Rhode Island. So they're picking up stakes and leaving the building that's been the Hasbro building for probably 50 years. So that's what they've got. Other concerns of prestige and digital
parachutes.
Digital plans. All right, and something else that was celebrated with a Kickstarter was the Dark Tower. So Goodman Games did a crowdfunder for Dark Tower and created a kind of a deluxe edition, and this went to retail now. And even though you're kind of stuck, if you want to use a converted version, they're only converting it to either 5e or DCC, and their early stuff was all only 5e versions. But I really like this. It's such a celebration. Their Original Adventures Remastered is really cool because they reprint the entire original book in a hardcover form, in a large format hardcover form. So it's really cool to look at that. And then there's essays and reminiscence, and people are like they're putting photos of them at ping pong tables playing D&D as kids and stuff in the 70s. So it's really fun to see how much how much love people have for these classic adventures and people talking about running them. So they did the same thing. Dark Tower got the same treatment. It's part of their remastered line, and they did 3 books in a slipcase. So a huge collection. Of course, there's both 5th edition and D&D classics, and that makes it maybe a little hard for crowdfunding too, because they're already expensive books. You have to choose which one, right. And obviously DCC seems a little more fun and reasonable, especially in this setting too. It seems like DCC might be a better.
Oh, you mean it
match.
Seems kind of hard for them to have to
Yeah, they got two
versions.
Yeah, they got 2 versions, and so you got to pick one or spend $300 to get both. Yeah. But but this was one of the earlier adventures with a town harboring secrets. This is from 1979, so this set up that trope of and also factions within a dungeon, so you can kind of manipulate people. You can do the Jimbo thing where you're playing.
You don't just have to fight.
Yeah, you don't just have to cut everything's head off, right? So you start off at the small town of Mitra's Fist and find out there is a cult worshiping the snake god Set. So
I think Conan Properties LLC would like to have a word.
Yeah, right. There's 3 books, and the first is just a straight reprint of the original module. The second is the adaptation of whichever system you wanted, and then the third is a collection of new adventures. And because Wizards of the Coast doesn't own Dark Tower, they were given some freedom. The designers for these new adventures were given some freedom to work within and just kind of celebrate the, Jacquesing the a dungeon. And so this, of course, this is the work of Janelle Jacques, and one of her most famous, kind of influential settings. And so it's nice to see it get this treatment. I've got the Temple of Elemental Evil collection like this, and it's only 5e. But it reproduces, the Village of Hamlet. It reproduces everything in a hardbound copy, version. And then there's all this supporting, people talking about running it the first time, how it's changed, how it's a really how it remains a classic adventure, but how it's nice. They're nice little historical things to have. Unfortunately, early days it was all just 5e, but it's still very usable because you've got the original text.
One day their time will come.
Yes. So this adventure, Dark Tower, starts at level 3, and so you're gonna have to have your characters a little more powerful than you may already have.
Just
but
go in a dungeon and grind some rats until you're
yes, but it's really nice. So essays, commentary from the creators, deleted materials, and then also kind of like they I think they give you context, because they say this is the popular TV shows, this is the comic books people were reading, this is the things going on in current events, and this is where these are the people that were originally playing this adventure. This is who designed this adventure, coming from this place.
The context thing is interesting, right?
Yeah.
It kind of this is obviously not dated is the wrong word, but like a kind of an artifact of its time. So we're going to give you context of the time, so you can kind of explore it in the setting it originally came out in. People know what I mean. Yeah,
and see the influences. I think it's why, because we're things have been so recombined with meme culture and the internet and everything. Nobody knows original source of anything, because it's been processed through multiple types of communication and socializing. So to see, this is where the original trope came from. It seems like this thing that's been repeated ridiculously, infinitely, but this is one of the first times it was used, and that's why they did it this way, because of this cultural context.
Not to mention recontextualized and ground up and fit into grok.
Yeah, right. Yes. Yeah. Just keep slinging that slop with SpongeBob on it. All right. So yeah, it's so I'll put a link to that, and they've got their. Goodman Games has distribution with Diamond, what was remaining of Diamond. So Amazon and some of the online retailers have this book in stock. So ordering internationally from Goodman Games is not a good idea, because they probably prefer not to ship to you. But it's out there at the online retailers if you look around. All right, and an old love of ours is back and kind of struggling.
Why are you doing this to me? Why are you opening this wound again?
So Null Signal Games announces another Netrunner expansion. So Elevation, is going to take their card game to new heights.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess it's story-wise.
Okay.
So formerly Nisei. So I guess they're avoiding being sued by saying we're a non-profit. Like we are, they are calling themselves, and I think even when Nisei originally took over, they said, we're a registered nonprofit dedicated to providing online gaming support for Netrunner. So an all-volunteer team designs and playtests the new cards, provides prize support for the community events, and maintains a ban list and competitive play, all for volunteering, no money. How long can this go on? I mean, we love Netrunner, but...
Yeah, I was kind of confused as well first. And, I was a Patreon of theirs for a while, and I only recently said, you know what, I want to see what they're doing again. I think the new cards. Okay, I don't know how they're getting around the name.
Yeah.
But new cards have new icons. Wording is slightly different. The backs of the cards are different, right? So I guess that's enough to get around it, right? Yeah,
and they said, and for their competitive play, it all has to be opaque card backs because there are so many different card backs from Nisei now to the Null Signal. They changed icons, and you can still use some of the older cards as well. But I did notice in their the kind of storylines, they're still referring to Jinteki and House Bioroid, and so they're using stuff from Fantasy Flight's
games,
Android setting, but they're also using the cards from the original Richard Garfield Netrunner. The terms are similar. So it's like,
they might be using terms that are not copyrightable.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Like you can't copyright tap, right? So like click, right? Things like that.
Right.
And that's why I think they probably, if they hadn't changed the icons, that'd be a lot more like, come on here, all you did was copy our stuff, right? So like the new trash icon, the new memory icon, the new looks of the cards are evocative of the originals, but I guess different enough where we can say we've made this from the ground up with our own stuff. But I don't know how they're still able to use Fantasy Flight Games IP.
Yeah. But maybe there's some sort of agreement. It's like, well, we're not going to do anything with it in cards. So, interesting. And so talking about in this new set, so there's a cycle of runner cards that host cards, ice inspired by UNESCO World Heritage Sites, 6 new run events, way to install agendas face up, runner ID that puts organized crime back into the criminal ID, a new region upgrade and new upgrades that move between servers, neutral cards that purge virus counters, card with bees on it, 3 cards that take credits from opponents, and a way for a runner to trash rezzed corp cards without accessing them. Yeah, so there's
if you haven't played Netrunner, you have no
that doesn't make any sense. But it was
all sound pretty cool.
But it's interesting to see that they're thinking new mechanics wise, and also expanding a story. They've got their own kind of story, their own kind of narrative going, and trying to expand that world. So the set is inspired by Makota Lingit and the surrounding city of Kota Kalimantan. I'm not sure exactly where that is, but depicting a towering structure rising over natural mountains of the area. So they're taking cues from real life to make their mega cities from. And they've been doing this for a while, 6 years. They've been the stewards of Netrunner and kind of doing stuff. Their website, though, I wasn't encouraged. I mean, I guess it's nonprofit volunteers. Their website is pretty busted.
Oh, really? Is it? Okay.
The store doesn't do anything. There's a lot of maybe it was like a maintenance and they forgot to put it into maintenance mode while they're making some changes on the back end. But everything was. So I wanted to take a look at the pricing and how they what their starter sets were and everything, and nothing was working.
I visited earlier this week because it was just coincidence, right? Like I finally transferred money back to the States and took a beating on the exchange rate. But anyway, it's kind of like, okay, it's time for me to reinstitute some of the Patreons I had to pause. And I said, oh, what about Nisei Games? It's been a while since I've thought about them. Then, that's right, they're no Signal now. And I'd actually gotten physical cards from them. Because I think since they're like a non-profiter and they can't really make money, the 2 ways they make cards available are just the free print and play files, right? Here's PDFs of the cards we made. You print them out, you sleeve them, you do whatever you want. Or I think they go through drive-through cards where, okay, here it is kind of at cost.
Right.
Like we're not making a profit on these. And I think I got the physical cards and the quality was decent. It was fine, right? I forget what set I got though. I don't know. I should get back into it.
Yeah, they've done a few expansions. So this is a non-rotating expansion due out, and it will be legal in their open play, their competitive play by May 2025. But they are retiring, so stuff they've done maybe in 2021, 2022 is starting to be phased out, and just in competitive.
Well, I was talking at someone at work with like the only cool person at work who doesn't play card games, but of course is kind of in there and talking about people getting into Magic. And I said, okay, Magic just got ridiculous. But for a collectible or living card game where you're releasing cards on a regular kind of basis, at what you cannot look at every possible interaction between the cards the longer the print run goes. You're just like, we have cards for 10 years.
Yeah,
we can't,
that's true.
We can't anticipate somewhere. We just have to say for tournament play, here's the cutoff.
Yeah.
And then we only have to look at this subset of cards for wacky interactions, right?
Right. Yes. So for anybody not familiar, so that was the first game we actually played together as Netrunner.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So it's
Thank you, Netrunner, for bringing us together.
Yes, an asymmetrical two-player card game where one person's a runner and one person's a corp, and basically you're trying to hack their servers. They're trying to destroy you. You're just trying to steal enough points of agendas, so you find out their secret plans to overthrow the world and dominate the population. And so you can choose different types of runners that are themed around different factions, and then the corps, of course, are their own kind of thing. They're either into artificial life.
It does have a fairly steep learning curve.
Yeah,
because, I don't know. Magic is the baseline, right? Magic, one deck, right? Both people play the same thing. No, it's asymmetrical because it's only a two-player game. One player has to be the corp. The other person has to be the runner, and there are separate pools of cards for corp cards and runner cards. So it's almost like you have two sets of cards to learn. So there is a fairly steep learning curve compared to like other games. But
and it's nice though because playing the other side like teaches you to play playing corp teaches you to play runner and play and the vice versa.
Like so tournaments there you wouldn't show up with one, you had to show up with two. Here's my corp deck, here's my runner deck, and a match consisted of okay, you play one, I play the other, and then we swap, and then you look at the points. And it's a good game. Yeah,
and it really, the thing that stood out the most to me compared to Magic or any other thing is the community was nice. I mean, there was just, if somebody played Netrunner, they were a nice person. They were easy to get along with. It was fun to just hang out with. And so I think that's how our group kind of assembled,
that's how we
playing
gelled,
that. And then D&D 5e shattered that, broke that all apart. Totally destroyed it. But but good luck to Null Signal. I hope they can keep this up because it's a great game. It's just a shame that nobody with some
we still don't know exactly what happened. I will bet you a pack of Null Signal cards, like Hasbro said, no, we're not giving you the license again.
Yeah, I think they just fucked them over. Maybe we'll do something with it. But just wanted to cut down on anybody because it was cutting into Magic. I think it was like this is a fun, very different style game. It's competitive, but it has a nice theme.
It was basically a Magic competitor, and because Fantasy Flight had the license to use terms and stuff from the original Andrew Garfield game, they had to pay Hasbro, and Hasbro just said, "Okay, well, no more of that."
Right.
Well, anyway. I was planning on I was like 90% sure I was going to try some new Null Signal cards, so I think I'll report back later on after I get them.
Cool. And there's online, right? Like people can play, didn't Nisei kind of set up, or there already was an existing kind of
There already was an existing one. People say you could play on like gintechie.net, which again was like fan-based, so not legal in any way. I never really played online, so I can't really answer that question, but I think they have at least card proxies or online ways to play.
Right. That's an interesting. They've kept it alive. I mean, because it was that good. It deserves. It deserves to have a second.
Things started getting a bit wacky at the end.
That's
in terms of how often they released cards.
Right.
But
I think they were. They're trying to make a bit of money and not play test, but cutting out that expensive play testing phase. That's true. All right, and finally, let's join the Resistance. So there's a few days left at Bundle of Holding to get their Resistance bundle, their anti-authoritarian bundle, to show everybody what you're really made of.
Money.
Yes, right. So 10 different RPGs about fighting authoritarian states. And of course, the typical bundle of holding, there's a starter collection, and then they're
like level up collection.
Yeah, level up. That's right. So for the threshold price currently is $27, but that gives you everything, including things like Apocalypse Frame, Galactic 2E, a GM-less game, kind of based on the Rogue One or Andor kind of setting of space opera Star Wars stuff, but this is not available on drive-thru. So there's a couple of entries here that aren't available on drive-thru. So interesting, because these are DRM free PDFs of these games. So yeah, they appear in your little wizard's cabinet, so you have them forever, just like drive-thru RPG, but your email address and everything isn't on every page.
Yeah, that's a bit annoying. Yeah.
So you can get things like Eat the Reich, No God's Country, a couple of Drakes, Moonpunk, and 2 expansions for Misspent Youth. And let's see. Yeah, so starter collection for $12.95, Apocalypse Frame, Galactic 2E, plus Going Rogue, Grey Ranks, Misspent Youth 1.2, and the bonus collections, Eat the Reich, No God's Country. Yeah, like I said, Moonpunk 2, Misspent Youth expansions. So,
all games about resistance, but I mean, like... Okay, that is the theme.
Mm-hmm.
I've never played Grey Ranks. I know of it. You're playing child soldiers in World War II Poland.
Oh, right.
Vastly different from like something like Misspent Youth, where you're kind of like music, not exactly music, but you're kind of more like punk-based thing. So there's a theme.
Loose.
The games could be wildly different. Right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
that was really fun when you played next. Grey Ranks. Oh, man. Right?
Yeah, so of course, it's a charity bundle, so... Their designated charity is the Center for Constitutional Rights, which may be going away. We don't know. We'll see how America does with all that stuff. But so both No God's Country and Galactic 2E are not available on drive-thru RPG. So this is a great place to get them into your archive. So that will do it for this
Wizard's Cabinet.
Yeah, your Wizard's Cabinet. So where can people find you?
On Blue Sky, basically. It's Hivemind, HYVEMYND, where, and I was talking before the cast, latest rabbit hole is finding out what plants produce what kind of dyes, so I can paint little 6mm color.
You're actually going to make the paint?
No. I think people say, no, like, what it is, actually, okay, I'll talk about it. I came up with a pretty decent system, right? Because as someone who complains that they can't really see color very well. There are over 200 of these like little 6mm dudes. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time. So I went through my paint catalog and I went, okay, let's try these 2 color combinations of like a mid-tone and a highlight. And let's just put them together and see how they work. And I'm just using that. I actually put 6 color combinations together for pants and I just randomized. I rolled a bunch of D6s in an online roller and wrote down the numbers and then just a block of like I think 60, like 3 whole units. I just went, okay, the brown on this guy, brown on that, brown, because I want a random look, right? There's no uniforms back then,
right?
And as an artist yourself, you know, like, okay, let's do this random,
yeah,
right? It never comes out random,
right?
So yeah, let's do it randomized. So I painted all the pants, and then okay, I'm not worrying too much about historical accuracy. But I do want them to be somewhat realistic. So I said, okay, what colors would have been available for tunics in like the 5th century kind of Northern Europe area? And a couple people misunderstood me and were like, oh, well, you could use this and this. And I'm like, pretty sure they didn't have coffee in the Roman Empire. But I mean, like, everyone was like really helpful and really nice. So like, yeah, go Blue Sky, right? Anyway, but yeah, so that's what I'm doing. And I also kind of took advantage of a lull in price rise. I think I now have like over 200 Greek hoplites coming over eventually sometime soon.
Nice.
Right? I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but no, I know what I'm going to do with them. I'm going to complain at past self. Why did you order so many? Right?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
So, how about you?
So yeah, I've got a live stream coming up in February sometime for my single panel gag cartoon.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Yeah. So Abuse Cartoons on YouTube and Twitch. The live stream will show up on this channel on Upturned Table as well, just to get it out there, just because I'm always talking about it. And so I draw the cartoon and eat some snacks from the convenience store that you don't see every day. I don't torture myself. It's not a challenge. It's not.
It's not something
the most disgusting thing.
This looks good that I haven't tried before.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's fun. So if you want to read the comic, it's on GoComics. So gocomics.com/domestic abuse. If you like what we're doing here on the weekly, consider becoming a weekling.
Ooh, the camera's there. Strongest of all supporters, right?
Yes.
That was the weakest ever.
So you can do that at patreon.com/upturntable. So the different tiers tell us what you want to see more of and what you're supporting. So the weekly will let us know what you want us to talk about more of the types of games, companies, and things you'd like to hear about.
Chat.
Yes.
You'll notice I didn't talk about sports at all this week.
Yes,
You're welcome,
that's
chat.
Right. And so Upturn Table on all social media, and upturntable.com is the website where you can find everything.
Yeah.
And then we duplicate the content for YouTube members as well. So click that join button if you like the same content, all except the RSS feed. So YouTube hasn't figured out how to do a member-only audio. They should be close to that, but on Patreon you get an RSS feed of this audio for this live stream.
Auto-tune so that we sound a lot better.
Yes, auto-tune. And also the audio for our actual plays and all that good stuff. So nice long things to listen to. And so that'll do it for this week. Thank you for joining us, and we'll be back again next week.
Later, mortals.
Goodbye. All right. And we're back. Oh, good night, Vero. We lost lost somebody. Nice, the after party, yes. Sorry, I had to throw that in there. I showed Matt that this is just one of those AI videos where you can take a still image and make the people in it do whatever. So, yeah, I'll leave that as our... Because we have such a laid back... We're always getting along, funny vibes that just crack me up. That we can end every cast with a fist fight, but it looks a little Muppety. It looks like Cookie Monster and Grover having it out. Very goofy, goofy AI animation. Nice. Well, good to see everybody. Very cool. Yeah, so I didn't have time. I just downloaded the playtest materials for the Blade 68 and haven't had a time. It's like the book itself is like 360 pages. It's a pretty big book because they're updating the setting like Chris was talking about before the cast. It is still Duskfall, 100 years later. So, the wars have ended. Some of the things have gone away. There's bubbles of protection and new kind of technologies that create sunlight and things. So it's a weird 60s, weird groovy 60s. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, so I'll need a little bit of time to figure that out, and I guess figure out the best place to kind of get character sheets and playtest materials for it. Probably be best on Alchemy, because Roll20 does not do D6 as well, but we'll see. We'll see, but I want to try that as soon as we can, because they're in the playtest phase right now, so that would be fun. Oh, cool. So, Indie Heat sequel, that's right. Yeah, we got some Dragonbane going on. That's good. Oh, for the Dragonbane, there's actually, in that series of adventures, there's actually quite a bit of world building. I mean, you're confined to that Misty Vale, that one area, but they do build on the demons and dragons and kind of where you are in history. So that might be fun, if that's what you're referring to, Matt. But I think it would be fun stuff. They do a nice job of linking those adventures, and then there's the Path of Glory, and there's other stuff that we can do that I think will link into that quite well, because you kind of change location. So I think we can make sense. And now that, and we can leave, what's happened with the player characters, as, fact. So you guys do have a ship now, and you do have a source, a dwarf that you didn't rescue. You may be able to negotiate with him. And so we'll see, what you want to do and how you want to set things up, because they can kind of, things can kind of lead back to the Misty Vale pretty easily. So that should be good. Well, did I go back too far in the chat? Am I talking about last week's stuff? Let me get away from this combined chat, because I think it's last week as well. Sorry. Let's do this one. There we go. Yeah, good to see everybody in the chat. Oh, nice. Yes. The public domain of AI art. Yeah, there's still people asking that question. There's still people that are so impressed that they can be creative, by writing a sentence that they want to protect it. Oh, jeez. Yeah, we'll see. And now that China's involved in the AI game, it's over. it's over. There's no protecting anything. It doesn't matter what happens in the U.S. courts now. People are just going to be running everything through Chinese servers, and that'll help them, destabilize the money made from IPs and stuff. Like they've always had, like both Russia and China have no respect for anybody's copyright, so that will just be wonderfully now part of everyone's technology. Oh, Miguel's saying, yeah, Critical Role. Oh, yeah, I saw there was like some state of the Critical Role union, kind of like some stream they did talking about themselves. So, and I guess some of them were affected by the LA fires and stuff, so they had a bit of a delay. Maybe all of those actual players got a little bit affected. So they're finally breaking, they got to support their Dagger Heart stuff, don't they? Nice. Oh yeah, talking about the Star Wars license with because they've got that card game, right? And that's right. Then they still Pinnacle or whatever the name of that company that's doing a weird job of reprinting and keeping their RPG thing going. Yeah, they're still reprinting the starter sets and the books for the Genesis stuff. Yeah, the Star Wars Genesis stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, but that can go away at any time if Disney if Disney buys something that could go away. Nice. Yeah, that'll definitely have an effect. Critical Role moving away from D&D, and if they're specifically going to say, we're playing Daggerheart, these are the mechanics, it's not D&D, that could really change, because they brought so many people into 5th edition. Yes. So we'll see. Sorry, Hodag, I didn't mean to. I thought because we're wearing different clothes in that video than we were, but I guess we're always dressed pretty similarly. So I just had to do something with those 5 seconds of stupidity. Yeah, it's really those tools are really becoming, and there's a whole thing. Oh yeah, and I'll have to do that with this live stream. The YouTube specifically says that if you're using any technologies that take real people and make them say something they didn't say, or make it look like something that happened that didn't happen, you have to declare you're using artificial stuff on your videos. So I guess that's for all the people that are doing deep fake comedy stuff and everything. Everyone's going to have to be, because it's people are so simple. Did he really say that? That you gotta. I don't know. We'll take a look and see how it shows up on the video, if there's a big banner across the top or whatever. So we'll see. But that's good. Good. Yeah, good to see everyone. Yeah, thanks for hanging out, Vario and Hodag. I'm gonna have to ask ChatGPT for a summary. Yeah, that's gonna be. Wait, I just saw that. Somebody, I think. The guys that do Nemesis. These guys. Awakened Realms just released an AI assistant for all of their board games. So they fed in, the data set is the rules and all the information about all of their games, and then it's a AI assistant app that you can ask rules, decisions, and stuff to. So you can type the oh yeah, sorry, you can't see that behind the chat. You can type the rules question, so you don't have to search the internet and get multiple and go to Reddit. Everything takes you to freaking Reddit, but you can do rules questions through their AI assistant. That was a weird idea. I saw that because they have companion apps for most of their board games to help run setups and everything. But now they have I forget what just some kind of AI assistant, but it's for their whole gaming, their whole game catalog. All the rule books are in there. So interesting. Yeah, so we'll see. Yes, sorry. I was reading last week's comment about Dragonbane. Thank you, Matt. Yeah, for some reason the combined chat, it doesn't reset. Yeah, deja vu. I'm repeating myself, so I probably said the exact same things. But I was up in the last week's combined chat. It doesn't reset for some reason. It really does not work well. Double the extra hands. Yeah, so very strange. Yeah, the Blade 68 is playtest stuff. So it's not officially out. You can sign up for the playtest on their website, and that's the Deathmatch Island guys that are doing it. So even the playtest book has their awesome, graphic design on it, very, cool 60s look. So nice. That'll be good. Oh yeah, sorry, Blades. Yeah, Blades in the Dark. Yeah, so it's an updated. So it's I keep saying Blades 68. Yeah, so it's Blades in the Dark. Updated to this 100 years in the future in 1968. So it's an official kind of expansion done by another studio. So it's with the blessing of the original creator, but it's a different studio doing it, and they modify the setting, of course, and then some of the mechanics they rename. And it sounds like they're using the updated mechanics from the, I'm not going to be able to remember what that was called, but the new expansion, like the new version of Blades in the Dark, that was only released as a PDF, a bunch of blades, something like that. But they're using some of that as well. Yeah, so there's a little. They teased it. The website has a little teaser, but they didn't. You have to sign up for the. Sign up for the playtest to get the stuff. So, deep cuts. That's right. Blades in the Dark deep cuts. The modules and the new kind of rules revisions, where they kind of broke stuff out. I think like threat roles and things changed in that new system. So they're saying that works as well. Sorry, should I go back and read some comments from last week again? So bad, but nice. Yes, I love all this AI and people like these companies expecting you to subscribe and pay money to use their AI. It's just insane. I'm sure though during this this weird in between time where people haven't figured out what stuff is, people that are just doing like, have really boring desk jobs and are preparing reports and presentations and stuff, their workload has been cut down to like a 10-second, if they can just feed stuff to Chat GPT or whatever. I'm sure there are people that used to spend, their 5-hour work week went to, down to like 10 minutes now, and they barely do anything, and suddenly they're the super productive employees. Yeah, I can't even imagine with that kind of, doing financial reports and PowerPoint presentations and stuff. All that stuff just got insanely easy to puke out. And it was already such a, you're barely using your brain to do that anyhow. Nice. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. But that made me laugh. So I had to include that in our little intermission section. Yeah, so we'll see. Well, thanks, Matt, for putting together Tunnels and Trolls. I appreciate that. There's just too much. I'd love to do the playtest as soon as possible, but there's just way too much of it. I'll get through this book, the playtest rules for Blade 68 as soon as I can, so we can get that happening soon. And it'll be pretty easy to, once everyone is healthy again, to jump back into Dragonbane. And I think the way that it's set up, because it's like 11 adventure sites, and we don't have to play them all, and you can play them in any order. So we can play Dragonbane with just whoever's available. So we can be a pretty flexible thing as well. So we've got we've got Ironsworn and now Tunnels and Trolls and Dragonbane that we can kind of just play with whoever's available, whatever we're in the mood for. But it's going to take a little bit. Like, I'll have to do some work to get Blades in the Dark 1968, so Blade 68 working. But yeah, I'll take a look and see what would be the best option to run it in, because if they already, well, no, you don't want to have something that's already got the Blades logic in it. And there is no Blades in the Dark for Alchemy, is there? I think they're but it'd just be nice to have some of that logic built in to the die roller and stuff. It's definitely going to be on Roll20, but I don't even think we want to use those character sheets and stuff, because I think it'll no, we're not going to have we'll see. Although it would have been so cool if those poor fellas, the Not Another Multiverse, could have hung in there. And then this new setting, they could have done all new pixel art, 60s pixel art for Blades in the Dark all over again. Yeah, that's too bad. But we'll get some stuff going. Oh, cool. It's D6s. You're rolling D6 die pools, but you're only taking the best result. So I think 6 is a success, absolute success. 4 or 5 is success with conditions, or there's other, like it generates threat or things. And but you get +1 or -1 to the die pool, and you're just trying to roll a 6. So of course the odds go up the more D6s you're rolling. But as we found out with Year Zero engine, throwing 9 D6s, 12 D6s, sometimes you get no 6s. So yeah, it's it shouldn't be, it's not, we can, I think, pretty easily just use a straight die roller, roll 5d6 and just look for the values. If it gives us individual results like Alchemy does, we should be fine. We don't need totals. We just need to see how many 6s you generate, how many 6s and then 4s and 5s you generate, and then you just get to pick the highest result. So yeah, should be good. Oh no, Carolina's got some craziness going on. Lights out, and now the cops are knocking at the door. Uh-oh. Oh, hopefully that's not something bad going on in the building or on the street. Yeah. Yes. In the middle of the cold penne. Crazy. But yeah, so we'll be doing some I'll probably do some photos. I don't think it's a learning game for the new guy at Chris's work. So I don't think we'll do we won't try to record it, but we can do some photos of some frost graves. So I'll get the foam cutter out and we'll cut some white styrofoam into icy cliffs and stairs and things. Get some frost grave going. That's good stuff. Yeah, so wow, Tunnels and Trolls, that'll be cool. So tomorrow around this time, keep an eye out. We'll roll some roll up some crazy characters and add our ads and see how it goes. Nice. Crazy. Oh, Carolina's crawling through the ventilation with the cookies. Oh man. But yeah, so that'll be fun to take a look at. It's been, I don't think I've ever, I think maybe I'm trying to figure out my experience with Tunnels and Trolls. I think it's mostly just been the solo books. I don't think anyone's run it, so that'll be great. It'll be great to see. And I can't believe, yeah, it's now as old as all that good stuff. Yeah, and that should work well for totals and stuff, like D6 totals. Those, you know, those die rollers, any standard die roller works really well. So that should be good. And yeah, if we want to do something, you know, goofy, I can do some, like, you know, quick on the spot character art and stuff. That would be fun. Get my digital pen out. And yeah, that's the thing. I think Will suggested that one time when we were talking about you know, doing content online and stuff. That would be really fun to do a solo RPG and draw it, you know, as you're kind of creating it. Like, draw your character and draw situations, and, you know, be doing, you know, live mapping and stuff. That would be really fun. I saw some people, there was something that was recommended to me where a guy looks like he took a game engine or something and was, or maybe like some 3D VTT or something with just like standard assets, and so he was just narrating his solo thing. So maybe he played some solo thing and told the story of what happened in the session, and then was just illustrating it with like moving through this kind of low poly game, 3D game engine thing. It was odd, or maybe it was just, yeah, who knows, Unity or whatever, like whatever he had assets for. It was odd, but I can see like people are trying to figure out ways, yeah, experimenting with ways of doing stuff. But yeah, anything that would get me to draw more. Although drawing live is I always choke. Yeah, I'm not at my best when I know that people are watching. So that might be, but just like I got used to doing it on the live stream for my cartooning, that took a while too, because early days I couldn't talk and draw at the same time. So I was either silently drawing or talking holding a pen. Yeah, it was like yeah, didn't work all that well. It took a while. It's like, you know, walking and chewing bubble gum is also a big challenge of mine. So we'll see. Crazy. Cool. So it'll be Deluxe Tunnels and Trolls. I think I've got that. Yeah, I think I've got that book. So I'll make sure it isn't here. I'll make sure I have it at home so we can play around with that. Oh, I can't wait. Yeah, that sounds fun. We should do that. We should definitely, you know, because of the anniversary and everything, give that some love so people know what's going on. And the creator is still alive. That's so great. We should it lived long enough to see the 50th anniversary of Tunnels and Trolls. Ken St. Andre. I have a signed copy of Monsters Monsters from their last crowdfunding from him. Good stuff. Oh yeah, we're slacking on the hate. Yeah, there wasn't. What was? Yeah, I didn't see a heck of a lot. I've just been skipping. It really sucks now. The you know, any of the news sites that I use, they're all choked with, you know, the promotion of new releases for 40K and Age of Sigmar. I mean, who cares? And the only thing I read was Hasbro's desperately trying to move their headquarters. I think they're bailing out of Providence, Rhode Island, and they're moving to Boston, kind of the Inner Harbor area of Boston, for some premium real estate, some nice business real estate there. But oh, nice. Miguel got a discount coupon. Awesome. That'll bring the price down to almost a ripoff. Yeah, so nice. Oh, that would be fun. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Danforth style. I can't. I don't think I can do it justice. But if I do like choose like a thin pen and stuff, that would be cool. I can try to have something looking a little of that time. That's cool. Yeah, I haven't heard. Yeah, Games Workshop just keeps expanding and um, building new factories and stuff. Robot animate or automated warehouses and factories. So we'll see. Yeah, it's a shame the way they're handling a lot of that stuff. I really felt that both. Oh yeah, so yeah. Well, speaking of Games Workshop, I'm reading, getting really excited about Trench Crusade. So I did an unboxing of the original Siocast minis that were done. That was it. James Sheriff did for just their first testing to see how these miniatures would look. Unboxed the anti-tank communicant and some of the miniatures that they did based on the early art. And then I was reading through the setting lore and everything. It's great. I mean, I think I can ignore 40K for a long time and just focus on Trench Crusade because the setting is, satisfying. I mean, it's even more intense because it's all, torture and it is literally God versus, the 9 rings of hell kind of setting. So it's based on Earth. It's even smaller than Mutant Chronicles because Mutant Chronicles was confined to the solar system. This is even more confined, but it's that same sort of origin story where humans stumble onto something that breaks the world and tying that to the Crusades and then evolving that into kind of World War One. It's really great, and the it's just their lore primer, so they're going to have things more fleshed out, in the final book that's shipping their final rule book. And they're paid some great artists to do supporting work. There's going to be Paul Bonner art in their rule book and stuff. And and so I misspoke though. I should put a correction. I'll pin a correction in the comments. When I was unboxing, they are going to do the official miniatures are all going to be 3D printed, so you can buy the STLs or you can have the games produce the ABS resin miniatures. So I thought they were going to do, because I was getting confused. There was a lot of people that were doing combinations of things and STLs and things, and I thought because like the Epic Warpath, they're going to do the on sprue plastic injection mold minis for the basic sets. Then they're going to do resin. And but there's also STLs. So I was a little bit thrown. There's been too many campaigns that are mixing that. They're still encouraging. In the Facebook groups and everywhere. Go kit bash these. There's enough World War One miniatures. There's all kinds of stuff out there. But the cool thing is they're also getting other 3D sculptors letting people riff on this world and do translations of some of the Mike Francesa art. So we're seeing even more stuff done that's inspiration in the world. But the lore and setting is really, really good. I like. It's very blasphemous. So anybody that's a strict Catholic or strictly religious might be a little bit put off. I think that's the thing that Games Workshop dodges by doing their God Emperor Roman Empire thing. But I really like the obvious sides, the opposed, very very specifically, very obviously opposed forces, and that it's all the uncorrupted, kind of fallen people of the world resisting the underworld. So it is literally good versus evil. No playing around with, well, yeah, but orcs are nice people too. All the weird sympathies. You either play as God or the devil. You're powered by Christ or you're powered by the depths of hell, and that's refreshing. It's refreshing with all this goofball stuff. Glazing. Yeah. So we'll see. Oh, news. Oh, so Nottingham Council closed down some kind of business building that the GW has for small business, or they have for small business. Geez. Oh no, they left indie companies scrambling for space. Oh, that sucks. That's right, because Nottingham is that's where everybody is, right? Like Warlord and Mantic and everybody are all around that area. Yeah, but I'm really enjoying the lore of Trench Crusade. The miniatures are great, and I should put that link in the in this as well. So they're doing that. This is like the last week of their late pledge for the STLs, and they're not. That was the other thing though that was a little frustrating. Is wargaming attracts some pretty angry folks, and so even in the comment section for their their store where they're selling the STLs on My Mini Factory, the comments are just vicious, and people are comparing Trench Crusade, which is a huge. It's got a lot of talented people, a lot of veterans in the industry involved in doing this stuff, and complaining this is more expensive than some crap Patreon that I follow, or One Page Rules gives me more miniatures cheaper. Yeah, fine, then just use those for Trench Crusade. It's literally miniatures agnostic, and people were like complaining about what they were charging for the miniatures. Yeah, so it's just so much misery, people just venting and complaining. But there is some there's been some back and forth, and I think some official kind of statements that have made some people rubbing the wrong way. Yeah, but I like the setting. I hope they don't screw it up. I hope that because any threat to because we would get, even when I was doing the Mutant Chronicles lore videos and stuff, you'd just get the occasional insulting comments from the Warhammer devoted. Yeah, so we'll see. But I think the kind of inspiration and creativity behind it, and even the game system itself looks like a lot of fun. So we may be doing some of that in the future, and that'll just wow this. I love the setting and the lore of 40K, but I just don't want to. I don't feel encouraged to support what Games Workshop is doing. And it's just getting worse and worse. How they're running things. So yeah, let's just wait for that to wait for me to not feel disgusted by that. I'll just wait until I get disgusted by Trench Crusade. Yeah. So we'll see. But I haven't looked. I haven't been on the Discord or anything. Just the Facebook group, which is people just mostly posting photos of miniatures, and haven't seen any of their politics yet. So we'll see. Yeah, right. Yeah, and that's the thing too. The once something has a competitive, and they're like, what's the how do I do this? How do I win? Give me the secret to what army to play, and what list should I run? That's that's not the good part of that. Yeah, but I think that's true. I think both Magic and Warhammer are kind of infected by that, and even 5e has a little bit of that that weird min-maxing, like what kind of druid should I run, that weird build stuff. And a lot of that comes from people that came over from World of Warcraft and stuff. And that was the thing that I didn't think about, the recent kind of orcs being removed from the monster manual, but not a playable race. I don't think they weren't in the player's handbook, were they, for this revised edition? But that came from World of Warcraft. So Warcraft, it was humans versus orcs, but World of Warcraft, because you had the horde and the whatever allies, whatever the humans, dwarves, and elves are called in Warcraft, you had sympathetic orcs. You were playing an orc. If you're playing a horde faction, you have a sympathetic orc and you loved your character and you did raids with your character and everything, and they were never, they're depicted as sympathetic. So then people coming to D&D from World of Warcraft have this idea of, goblins, orcs, trolls, everything is just wonderful. Trolls are just silly Jamaicans, they're silly Caribbean fellas, it's like they they lost that whole idea. And I guess even in the lore of Warcraft, if that was accurate, if the movie was accurate, they were, from moving through the portal, they were corrupted by that magic and turned green for their because of it. And so we can pretty much blame Blizzard for the orc sympathy that now just pervades all RPGs. So let's see what happens. Miguel's a hardcore cultist. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I can't wait to get the book for Trench Crusade. I held off because I didn't know enough about the setting. I held off backing a faction or ordering any warbands, but they're all going to be available as STLs. So I think we'll be doing that in the future. But that is frustrating. That I just don't think every world. Basically, that's what, and it kind of and some of the art and the look of it is becoming more World of Warcraft. Things are tending that way, and even the new Hero Quest sculpts, because they weren't imitating anything old school or the Citadel miniatures. It looks very World of Warcraft. The armor designs and everything. So everything is kind of moving in that weird generic-y way. And even some of the after the OGL debacle, when people were showing off art for Tales of the Valiant or whatever, everything is tending into that weird World of Warcraft, and that's not even a thing anymore. So Miguel says, "Yep, I'm a cultist according to Trench Crusade. Extreme nutcase, Catholic, and proud about it. Yes, you have the power of your faith to wield." And I like the one, the thing that always makes sense in those kind of messed up, like order versus chaos worlds that Trench Crusade does well is easily the Lords of Hell could raise an army that would crush any thing that humans, any the new the cities and strongholds that humans have built, with the power of their faith, could easily crush them. But they're fighting so much amongst themselves that they never get organized enough to do that. And I like that that weird tension where we could be easily wiped out at any moment. It is only our faith. It is only this thing we're clinging to as humans that keep us from the pits of hell, and it's only the avarice and lust for power and control that the dark forces have that keeps them from just rolling over everything. They're too busy fighting themselves. Yes. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's funny. Oh yeah, I'm looking. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, there are trenches. Yes. Yeah, they did. They made terrain details so that you can, for I think it's like for 3 centimeter construction foam, that insulation foam, or that whatever that blue foam, I think the 3 centimeter one, they designed stuff so you build trenches and raised battlefields in that way. So there is everything is taking place basically in a no man's land. So that will be fun. Oh, nice. I can't wait for Tunnels and Trolls. Oh, that'll be great. Nice. Yeah, Tunnels and Trolls will be fun. $5. Oh, Matt's, Matt's TV Matt on a t-shirt. $5. All right. Well, cool. So yeah, we will be back again on some alchemy with some Tunnels and Trolls. That'll be fun. See how this new VTT handles old school. I think it should be good. Their roller is much less ridiculous than Roll20, and we should have some fun, some big totals. Yeah. He would definitely make so Will. Yeah, that's too bad. Will's out sick, but he can jump in at any time. He would definitely make a pixie wizard that's like 1,000 years old. Nice. Pixie wizard. Cool. So yeah, so come back tomorrow around this time, and we will a VTT inside a TV. We'll definitely do this. Yeah, that'd be funny to try to come up with a retro style VTT that looked like, basically the graphics are CRT television graphics that of the era of the early Atari RF signal on your TV era. Nice. Oh yeah, we should do at least an emoji of Matt in the TV. That would be a perfect emoji size too. I'll see what I can do from the old videos. Do a screen cap. Yeah, the merch ideas are flowing. Well, cool. Yeah, so let's do this again soon. Thanks for everybody for hanging out in the chat. It's nice to have such a busy chat every week to join in on. Yeah, I didn't see there wasn't any crazy negative. I guess people, the whole bitching about orcs was the only big Wizards of the Coast stuff that I read, and just kind of ignored that, because I can't believe there are so many D&D YouTubers now that it's all, oh my god, thumbnails. That's all they're doing. They're just farming, and it's obviously doing well because they're getting sponsors. They're like reading multiple sponsors, during videos, and every one of their videos is zero opinion, zero anything. Hey, Abyss, thank you for gifting. I will not allow gifts. I will not allow. Thank you, Abyss. I won't allow Upturned Table to be gifted. Nice, Christopher Colby. Congrats. So take a look at the members tab there. Excellent. Thank you, Abyss. Very cool. Oh, and and I did do the research and I figured it out. I screwed up. Like, there is no way to fix the problem of editing the cheaper membership because of the way this system defaults to the highest priced membership level under $5, and because I was doing it in Japanese yen, I have two under $5, and I can't delete the one in the middle. So if I could delete the one that's under $5 but not $1, we would be fine. But they don't let you change that, and it automatically defaults to that. I think when you gift, I did read that when you gift, and I couldn't confirm that when I looked at the interface, but you can select the level, so it automatically defaults to the highest priced membership under $5, but you can choose when you gift. There might be a selection, but I couldn't find it, so they could be lying, or that could have been phased out. But nice. Thank you, Abyss. Very, very kind. Yeah. And that's the frustrating thing is YouTube makes so many changes with how they run things that even their support, their like knowledge base and everything is often wrong. Like, it'll give you a description through menus, and those don't even exist anymore. It's like, go here, go here, go here. It's like you changed the name of that last year, so this isn't wrong. But you're very kind, Abyss. We appreciate you very much. So it's there may be, let me see if I can do it this way. If I do a membership, No, nothing. Yeah, see, nothing comes up where there's no change. Just doing it from here. Yeah, they lied about that. They said there should be a way to choose how to do it, but there is not. Yeah. Yes, there's all kinds of sirens today for some reason. I think there's a lot of people getting stuck in the cold. Maybe a lot of cars dying and stuff. Well, thank you, Abyss. You're very, very kind. Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow with some Tunnels and Trolls. Thank you so much, Matt, for putting that together. And sorry, we haven't been able to get back to at least Osmostus, but we will soon. So yeah, take care, everyone, and we'll do this again. Oh wait, I've got one. There was one more. We just got a nice. Well, congrats, Christopher. Oh yeah, we just got to sign up too by Gamma Ray ×3. Thank you for the sub. Nice. Very appreciated. But yeah, so see everybody soon, and thank you so much for the support, and just hanging out in the chat is wonderful as well. Oh, another another dedicated follower. Abyss, what are you doing? No. Oh, there we go. Tyler Haley. Here it comes. There we go. Tyler Haley. Yeah, it's it doesn't seem like the system gives you much option, and they want it, I think, because they want their cut to be from something as, as high as possible. Abyss gives up. Thank you so much, Abyss. You are too kind. All right, Tyler, check out that membership tab, and yeah, we'll be back again soon. Nice. Thank you so much, and yeah, everybody take care. Goodbye.
忘